Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Mulroy Bay, where today I've done some fiddling with my controls for once. Version 1.4 is released, patch 1.4, and what patch 1.4 does is it fixes a lot of the issues with the G27, which, as you'll probably know by now, I use. Also, I've switched on shuttle controls and bounded to my gearbox, my H shifter. But patch 1.4 has fixed a lot of the problems with the G27, so I now have even more controls bound to the damn thing, including if I press the second button on the right, I can turn on and off the engine. I think I've bound some harvester controls and stuff. Can I switch? Yes. What do I want to seed here? I'm sure I already decided at one point. Let's... Yeah, let's do canola. And I know I want to do potatoes down the other field. So as you can see, I have... It sounds really low. Hang on. Yeah, I was playing off screen for a bit, doing a bit of work off screen. So here, this is now why you can see why I'm using the better keyboard steering. I can actually see what's going on behind the tractor. As soon as I switch it into reverse, it shows me what's going on. So I'm going to use this line here as a seeding line, which is probably advised. All the cultivation here is done, and we're getting 7 kilometers an hour because we're going uphill. I should say at this point, I'm going to apologise. If I seem a bit down today, it's because I am. I found today's Saturday, and I found out yesterday that somebody I talked to, and you would have seen on Twitter. I posted about this pretty much about 10 minutes after I found out. Somebody I talked to, not regularly, but I have spoken to reasonably regularly in the past, actually passed away in San Francisco while there. I think he was there for a family member's wedding, according to the newspaper. And I actually found... This is the strangest story I'll probably ever tell. He himself was a really nice guy, a bit of a drag queen, because that's apparently the circles I run in. But I found out myself through... If you live in Ireland, you'll recognise this name. If not, I'll explain it in a moment. I found out through Panty Bliss, who... For those of you not in Ireland, out of the loop, or who have forgotten the name, who do live in Ireland, Panty Bliss is also known as, I think it's Rory O'Neill or Rory McGrath, something like that. Can't remember his his actual name, or her, like, actual name. Same way that my name isn't really Rainbow Dave, it's just an act. Panty Bliss is, or was, still is, one of the biggest gay rights advocates in Ireland, and she kind of... I'm gonna refer to Panty Bliss as a woman, like legitimate woman, because drag queens are usually alter egos of the person who is inside the dress. So just deal with the weird pronoun game, okay? Panty, back in a couple of years ago now, I think 2013, 2012, 2013-ish, was on stage in the Abbey Theatre in Dublin. It's one of Ireland's oldest and the most famous theatre in Ireland. She was on stage doing one of her shows, because she's actually quite a... Ireland is surprisingly good for drag queens, apparently, and I didn't know it at the time. But Panty was doing a show in the Abbey Theatre, and she decided, for whatever reason, to give a bit of a speech, and that speech has become notorious now. It's notorious in a good way, I should say. Not like she said kill all children and eat their souls or something. No. The speech Panty gave has been dubbed Pantygate. Which I'm sure can only happen in Ireland while people are holding a straight face. And the speech Panty gave was about homophobia in Ireland. Through the years, she's, I believe, in her 30s or 40s now. And basically the crux of the speech was, we claim that everybody in Ireland is equal, when in reality, no, there are huge inequalities still in the country. Which is true, and they still exist. I mean, there's marriage equality, etc, 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 but people are always going to be nutcases about it. Personally, I hate everyone equally. I always say that. I love everyone equally, I hate everyone equally. Some more equally than others, but that's just how I roll. But the speech was, I think it was about 5 or 10 minutes long, and every news source in Ireland picked up on it. And the marriage equality referendum that happened last May, I want to say it happened in May anyway, that was the culmination of the entire situation. Because as soon as Pantygate happened, immediately Ireland, the kind of the outward-facing national opinion on homosexuality changed overnight. Because up until then it was something that was kind of spoken about, hushed tones, behind closed doors, whatever. But as soon as Pantygate happened, suddenly homophobia was the devil. And I could not be happier with that. I could not be happier with that state of opinion, as a national state of opinion. Because homophobia is the devil. It's claiming fear, and that there is legit homophobia. There is a legitimate phobia of homosexuals. That's fine if you are legitimately scared of homosexuals for whatever reason. If it is a legitimate fear, legitimate phobia, because I have motophobia myself, which is a scare of a scare of moths. Yes, I'm deathly afraid of moths, and I gotta grab it. I actually have a fly swatter right beside me at all times. Just in case a moth gets into my room, I have to kill it. But, you know, every phobia is unfounded, every phobia makes no sense, so, well, say you, dear viewer, are legitimately, genuinely terrified of gay people. That's fine. If you hate gay people, please don't append phobia to what is just hatred. That is misappropriating that's misappropriation of the term, really. But the change of opinion in Ireland really just, it was heartwarming for me personally, because for those of you who, well, some of you know why, and I'm not going to mention it again. Let's just say the rainbow in my name is a bit of a double entendre, and I'll leave it at that. But, you know, it's genuinely beautiful to see your country change its opinion literally overnight. Just, you know, oh, the gays, and then, oh, those gays aren't actually so bad, are they? It's those homophobes now, they're the bad ones. Like in, what, 22 years? 21 years? Honest, I think? 22, because it was 93 that it was, the law I'm referring to was repealed. In 1993, being gay in Ireland was actually a crime. In 2000, and the law was repealed late on in 1993, I believe. I might be wrong there. If I am, correct me please. But in 2015, because it passed this week, it went through into law, it's now legal for you, not only for you to be gay, but for you to be gay and married. And not only is it legal, it's enshrined in the Constitution, which means that any given government cannot change gay rights in Ireland. And the reason that I'm talking about all this is Panty Bliss has a movie coming out, or it is out, called The Queen of Ireland, which, to be fair, is about true of her. And Dean actually features, very briefly, Dean MacCearain features, I know the name in English is Dean MacCearain, but his Irish pronunciation I don't know, that's the one I was going off recently. He featured very briefly, but he was I know I probably shouldn't be talking about current affairs, personal current affairs, I guess, in videos, but it's something that I need to kind of talk about. Something that I want to talk about. I don't particularly need to, I guess. Oh yeah, I don't have the thing turned on for this, do I? He featured briefly on scene celebrating in Dublin Castle. Dean, after the referendum result was announced, and he was, he's going to be remembered, because this is what every piece of news I've seen about it has been, because when an Irish person dies abroad, it's always in the news, just as a kind of a course of action. He'd be remembered as a marriage equality campaigner and almost a figurehead, and I think that's what he would have wanted, and he would have wanted to be, because he was a drag king himself, he would have wanted, you know, the notoriety of Panty Bliss involved in, I guess, the final goodbye of one of them. I mean, he still has to they have to bring him back into the country, obviously, because he's in San Francisco presently. But yeah, that's. I was fine when I started, and now I put myself into a funk. Well done, dude. But yeah, with everything going on, I know there's never a good time for something like that to happen, but I don't think there could have been a worse time. So I'm just trying to keep my spirits up about everything and move on, because I can deal with it. I can pull through all this. I've pulled through worse. But yeah, it's never easy to hear that somebody you spoke to, and I meant to talk to him more. I wanted to talk to him more. I just never took the chance. So if you guys are going to take anything from this video other than Dave really knows how to natter on about nothing in particular, or about one particular thing for 20 minutes, if you're going to take anything from this video as genuine life advice, which is something I rarely give, but I would say talk to those. If there's somebody you know who you don't think you talk to enough, or you'd like to talk to more, you talk to them every so often, do you want to talk to them more? Talk to them, say hello, do it right now. Unless it's like 4 o'clock in the morning, in which case that's probably not a good idea. But say hello to them right now. Just stop watching this video, say hello to whoever it is. Might be your cousin, might be your girlfriend or boyfriend's best friend, might be your ex, whoever it is. Say hello to them right now. Because you never know if you you never know if you're gonna waste the chance while it's there. And you know, that's life in a nutshell. The chance is there now. Take the chance while it's there. Do it. Don't jump off that bridge, but unless you got a bungee cord attached, in which case probably do that. That sounds like fun. And videotape it and send me the video, please. Especially if there's a bungee cord. I don't want to see people committing suicide. Seriously. But yeah. That's the end of the funk of the video. And there's 4 minutes left. Wonderful. Ah, nuts. I just realised is that fermented fully now? Yes. Silo 3, you can see it there, is up by the pigs and stuff. The pigs and beef. I finished filling that up. I did an extra field just because, and I'm working on filling up the clamp there. Kind of see the top of the trailer. Working on filling up that clamp just so I can get cows when the time comes. So I'm trying to preempt my own idiocy and get things prepared for stuff that probably will never happen. But yeah, I guess I know what I'm doing in the next episode. I'm going to be buying a bunch of pigs and feeding them, getting up to 100% productivity, because that's the thing I can do. I was going to hit the animals button, then I realised no, I've got no animals. It'll just show this. Not found animals. It does. I don't know if you can hear it, but it does kind of. To me, at least, it sounds like I am hitting a shuttle control every time I switch the shuttle, I guess. That's kind of what I was aiming for, is the feel of switching a shuttle control. I know that, you know, in real life it's usually on the wheel somewhere, but having it right next and just pushing it forwards and backwards, forwards for forwards, backwards for backwards. Otherwise it makes no sense. Why did I explain that? But yeah, doing that kind of adds to my immersion, I guess. Same reason I do a lot of stuff in cab, especially with the wheel. It's actually, I don't know if any of you guys notice this, but if you're playing Farm Sim with a wheel, and by the way, I would recommend getting a G27 over the Farm Sim wheel any day of the week. They cost about the same, and the G27 is more versatile. That's why I got it. But yeah, if you're playing with the wheel, it's actually a lot easier to play in cab. Reversing with a seater attached, not so much, but in general, it's a lot easier to just play in cab. I mean, I'm getting relatively mostly straight lines. With, you know, I'm just derping along here, I'm getting mostly straight lines. That's kind of the point. It's kind of my aim, is just to get things running as well as I can. I know I won't ever be perfect, because it's me, and I'm a moron. But, yeah. I'm glad I started. Again, I'm just going to go back to the downer section from earlier. I'm glad I recorded this, because while it got me down, it allowed me to, you know, speak my mind to 400 odd complete strangers and just get it off my chest. And give you guys some advice. I mean, seriously, if there's somebody you feel you don't talk to enough, talk to them more. Just say hello, have a chat, see how they're doing. See what their plans are. If they're planning on going to San Francisco for a family wedding, be very, very worried. Joking, seriously, don't do that. But, yeah, that's the thing. Also, I did edit this map again, but apparently I forgot to move the i3D apparently I forgot to move the i3D from my editing folder into the main zip file here. So, oopsie doopsie. Donetsk progress kind of stopped last night when I found out the news. It was on kind of an indefinite hold, but I'm going to probably resume working on it once I've got this week's videos rendered out. I'm kind of working around. I'm working around what can I do when I'm rendering, and the answer is watch YouTube videos. I can't do anything that involves the graphics card. If I turn off like a specific thing, I can play games and stuff, but the flip side of that is I'll also have to wait about 4 times longer for any given video to render out, so I'm gonna just watch YouTube videos, I guess, while rendering happens. Pro YouTuber right here is like, well, I'm working now to watch YouTube videos. Or Twitch streams. What day is it today? It's Saturday. No good. Racing league on Saturday. I occasionally watch league races on iRacing, which is... they're actually quite fun to watch. I don't have an active subscription, so I just watch streamers do it, and the BSRTC, British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. It's on Thursdays at like 8:15 BST anyway. I don't know what it's going to be in GMT. I'm going to guess they'll scoot it to 8:15 GMT, just because that's the way most of these things work. It's on Thursdays at 8:15 GMT. I thoroughly recommend watching it because it is an absolute destruction derby, and the commentators are adamant that the drivers are actually good. Yeah, I've seen points of view of the races, and some of the guys don't belong on a racetrack. Even virtually, they just don't belong there. Anyway, I'm going to leave it here. In the next episode, we will be buying up some pigs, as many as I can get. Because I'm insane, you know this. It makes it kind of cool. I'm going to be buying up as many pigs as I can get and feeding them buggers. After that, I have no idea because I haven't planned ahead at all. I'll probably return to seeding or something. Because I'm not gonna like do 3 hours of off-screen work in between videos. I'm just gonna scoot straight into the next video. So, until I see you again, which for me will be about 5 minutes, for you will be Wednesday. Stay safe, and goodbye.